I don't think my biggest fear was ever failing. I think it was being average. Not exceptional, not terrible, just here. I'm gonna be really honest. I'm not super pretty. I'm not insanely funny. I'm not naturally athletic. So somewhere along the way, I put all of my worth into my grades. Not because my parents pressured me. They're actually incredibly chill. But because proving myself to myself felt safer. And A star sounds good. What if I get 3? What if I get all 9s? Then maybe I won't be average anymore. For a long time, I felt stuck in this uncomfortable middle space. I never failed. But I never stood out either. And yes, statistically speaking, averages are preferred over extremes. But emotionally, it made me uneasy. Because everything in my life felt like I can draw, but not hyper-realistic. I can bake, but it looks kind of ugly. I can run, but I'm not that fast. I'm flexible, but I can't do the splits anymore. It was always I can, but not at 100%. And I think it started at childhood. I never knew what I wanted to be, so I did a little of everything. Choir, piano, swimming, dance, tennis, badminton, baking, painting, gymnastics, science. I loved learning. I loved trying. And I was never perfectly rooted in one thing. I was everywhere and nowhere. And somehow that followed me into adulthood. I still don't have a clear answer. What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? This feels deeply paradoxical, especially because I'm such a type A person who needs plans, timelines, and structure. I look put together on paper, but internally, I feel unfinished. So this video is for anyone like me. Anyone who doesn't have a niche hobby that defines them. No lifelong obsession, no single identity. You don't ride horses with horse pajamas and horse curtains. You don't have the thing. And honestly, that used to make me feel like I was doing life wrong. But here's what I'm starting to realize. Maybe life isn't about being one thing. Maybe it's not about optimization or specialization or branding yourself into a neat category. Maybe life is meant to be fluid. Exploring, trying, letting interests overlap and fading and return. And maybe not being fully defined is actually a form of freedom. Because when you don't know exactly who you're supposed to be, you're not restricted, you're not biased, you're not boxed in. You get to explore without obligation. You get to grow without betraying an identity. You get to change your mind without a failing past version of yourself. That's not weakness, that's range. Being balanced doesn't mean being boring. Being curious doesn't mean being lost. And being average at many things doesn't mean you lack potential. It means you're adaptable, resilient, and multidimensional. So if you ever felt embarrassed by how ordinary you feel, I want you to know this. You're not behind, you're not unfinished, and you're not wasting your life. You're becoming. And that doesn't require being exceptional, just honest, open, and willing to keep exploring.